Sanbonani, welcome once again to the Playhouse in the hub of the city centre in Durban, where we are dedicated to the advancement of the performing arts. Our success depends, of course, on the well-being of our artists, who have been particularly challenged in these difficult times. Theatres, as we know, remain closed, resulting in the loss of what is essential to all performers, their audience. Today, I'm pleased to welcome a panel of industry professionals who will discuss the impact of COVID-19 on the performing arts. Let's listen in, and thank you for joining us.
Greetings to all the viewers at home, to all the creatives in the country. My name is Mbewana. I am your host today. We are having a conversation with the creatives on the impact of COVID-19 in the performing arts. So with me today, I've got practitioners, I've got actors, I've got musicians, event organizers. Abazositshela kabanzi nge-impact of COVID-19 in their lives, in their families. Ngicela ama-guest ami I introduce. Most of them, they don't need introduction, but it would help if they introduce themselves for you to get to know them better.
Hello, my name is Mondli Ngcobo. I am a performer, a producer, and a human being.
Oh, thanks, Mondli.
My name is Mbusi Sokela, also known as DJ Sox. I'm a DJ, a businessman, and a father, and a family man.
Interesting.
Sanibona igama Nompilo isibongo Maphumulo intwana yakho mawuthanda ngumlingisi la South Africa ngumama ngufounder we-H Clothing Company.
Thokozani Zulu Tzozo businessman aphinde abe fighter for ama-artist, event organizer, yeah.
Thank you very much. Sizwele ukuthi akuzanga nje umuntu ongakaze aqonde kabanzi nge-creative industry. We've got abantu abayaziyo nabane background clear. This program ke silethelwe i-Playhouse Company. Ithe masihlale sikhulume sibheke futhi eziphi isombululo noma singayilekelela kanjani industry yethu kulesi sikhathi esibhekene ne-COVID-19. Mondli, mhlambe ngiqale ngawe. Uhulumeni uya-announce ukuthi kuzovalwa imicimbi, kuzovalwa even ama-art centers. So iye yathini noma iyenzani kithina as abantu abama-creatives, especially for you as a musician?
Yeah, no, i-COVID isilimaza kakhulu. I-create lento ekuthiwa i-ripples effect yokuthi uma uvala kodwa uvala okuningi. In other words, especially me as a producer, in other words, abantu used to come to me, flock, ama companies would bring artists for me to record. But manje, no one is recording much because no one is performing. So people don't feel a need to have new material to put out there because of the situation. In order for music, normally in our industry, to become popular, you must perform it. So since there are no places to perform, so nando performer, I say it means also the production is also suffering. So that's why we have what we call ripples effect, because it's affecting a lot of things.
I'm thinking from the side now kukhulunywa ngendaba zokuthi kuvaliwe ama-art centers and clubs, events as well. From your side, Sox, DJs and the business in the industry, how did this COVID-19 affect umsebenzi?
As a DJ, sihola nje basically from ama club, from ama tavern, from ama events, ilas hola khona, you know. So automatically masivaliwe lezo zinto, it basically means ukuthi umhola awukho.
Yeah.
You know, asisebenzi, a lot of DJ babakaze basebenze this year unyaka wonke because kuvalwe in the beginning of March. January ama venues asuke engakapick up kahle January February, you know, kahle o DJ baqala ukuthola ama gigs ngo March maseqala sekuvula ama tertiary kuma opening ama bash, uyabo.
Ama tertiary avaliwe.
So just before nje kwenzeke lokho kuvele kwavalwa, so kahle a lot of DJs abakaze basebenze the whole of this year. So you can just imagine most of DJs are breadwinners emakhaya nje kuyabheda.
Oh, thank you very much. Nompilo, from the side of the television, we sigesezwa ke kwavalwa and ama conditions okusebenza, I believe ukuthi njengamanje kuvuliwe, but what are the conditions eziphi izimo enibhekene nazo as actors kuma set nokubheka ngama regulations akhona we Covid-19? Injani situation when you are on set as an actor? Do you feel safe? Is it conducive for you as an actor?
Safety yona ngingasho ukuthi ikhona because my precautions akhona. We screen every morning and then we have masks on set kumele sihlezi siwafakile. But then ama conditions okusebenza are not very friendly njengamanje because since kubuyiwe kwi lockdown kumele kumonitor ukuthi bangaka abantu ababa on set. Obviously i-crew kumele iphelele on set and then sekuzokwazi ukuthi ku-adjust ngakuma actors so that we keep the number ekumele ukuthi ibe khona daily on set. And when that happens, that cuts on the number of episodes that we can shoot per day. And that also affects the number of episodes that we need to deliver at SABC at the end of the month, which is 32 episodes per month. And if singa delivanga low 32 episodes, Tina, in our production, ngeke uze uhole imali ephelele. I'm not sure how long it goes with other productions, but Tina, if we do not deliver the 32 episodes, then ngeke sikwazi ukuhola imali ephelele. Since we have a standard contract with SABC 80 for 11 months, we need to deliver this much episodes. So if anything happens, it delay yenzeka, whether it's COVID or whatever, Tina se affecteka. That also affects imndeni yethu if seso affecteka in terms of payment.
Talking about families. Siyazwela ukuthi it seems as if i-COVID ayikho i-sector engayishayile in the creative industry, because iyodwa into common with all the speakers that are here today is that ama salaries awekho, indlela yokuphila nokuphilisa imndeni yethu ayikho. From your side, Zulu, as an activist in the creative industry and as somebody who owenza ama events, we know ukuthi uba busy kabi ngama events. So now kuvalwe wena uqobo, ikuthinta kanjani employment yama artist and many other things nje ezithinta ama artist from your side?
Thanks. And kuzokhumbulela ukuthi imicimbi i-seasonal kube ne-peak ya December and then bese kuzoba ne-peak yama Easter. Bengizoba ne-event ngo-11 April ekuyi-event annual eqasha inqwaba yama-artist. Enye into ekufuneka abantu bayazi ukuthi it's not about artist kuphela. If you are an event organizer, you have security, you have caterers, you have marshals, you have stage managers, you have MCs. Those people are not artists, but they are part. You have your team who does marketing for you. So all those people are not working. They shut down. So akulimali event organizer phela, kulimala yonke ibhande labantu abasuke besebenza, starting from creating a proposal, because other people they hire abantu to create a proposal for that particular event. So iqala lapho, iqale ilimaze uvenue osukuzo uzobuqashe kona to do your event. So in a chain, and then mesifika kwi art kuma artist ilimaza ukuthi in your event uno babuphuze chemistry onabantu asebenza nabo abawu10 abahola ngaphansi kwakhe, you understand? So that's why uma ngabe sesiya kuleli side lokulwela ama artist sinesikhala sokuthi uma ngabe uhulumeni ethi ukhipha i-relief, ukhipha i-relief for uphuze chemistry, you understand, oneyinkinga nazo umndeni wakhe, but kunalabantu abawu10 abahlezi benamathele kuyena abahola ngoba hola yena. So if uthi ukhipha i-relief ka 20,000 for ubaba uphuze ekhemisi onemndeni ngithanda ukwenza example ngayo because uneyingane eziwu-26. So if umnikeza u-20,000 in 6 months eneyingane eziwu-26 uyayicabanga ifamily yakhe. Kunama extra families under lo baba ekuthiwa uphuze ekhemisi laba abambhekhelayo nabo banemndeni abayondlayo. So silimele kakhulu kule industry. I think futhi le industry yona ilimele kakhulu if ubuka i-chain labantu abasizakala ngale industry ukuthi mina mangenza event sengisize umje eyadini oyivenue owner onabasebenzi abamsebenzelayo onamabhansa egate onestaff esidayisa inyama ngaphakathi. You understand? Singakayi nje stage yabo ngiqasha isandi umuntu wesandi unabasebenzi bakhe nabawu5 abazofaka isandi umuntu wamalight. You understand ngisho zonke lezi zinto ezisebenzayo abantu amacamera abashuthayo. So if you shut down ama events ushatha inqwaba yabantu yabaningi abantu abalimalayo.
Yo, thank you very much, Tzozo. I think, thank you, colleagues. Into engi noticeayo ukuthi as creatives, we don't only contribute to laba abantu abasuke bezobuka kuphela, but umsebenzi mningi oswenzayo no behind the scene abantu abashayekile more than ukuthi mokhulunywa ngama artists as you have mentioned the issue ye relief fund government wethu uke wa announce the 150 million. Do you think ukuthi ukhona umehluko owenzile kuma artists? Anyone can answer because you know into ebalekile and mentionile as Sox say introduce ukuthi sinama families, we're not just abantu nje, we've got families. And I can imagine for you Sox, for example, as ubabe ekhaya and akuna salary, how does that affect you as a person and how does that affect your family?
Look, siyabona ama interventions ka government amahla awenzayo ukuthi awafiki kuthina, you know. Sigcina ngokwabuke announcewa but awafiki nakulabo afikayo ukubona njobe echaza nje uTzozo ukuthi i-once off payment. You know, kumele kukhokhelwe imoto, kumele kukhokhelwe imizi, izikole zidemand imali yazo even though izingane ezingaya esikoleni. Uyabona nje sabantu abamnyama kukhona ne black tax. Not only are you looking for your own family, usabheke futhi nasekhaya ufundisa nobhuti bakho, you know. So kunzima ngempela. Sifisa ngathi ugovernment engenza kangconywana, you know. Kukhona nane corruption ke government wethu ukuthi kusuka lapha phezulu kukhahlazeke kudlale umdlavuza cancer le khona corruption
ilento esilwelayo
nje konakele kahle.
Yeah, I think wena okunye kuyingozi ukuthi thina sama artists abantu kahle abayiphandelayo. Asibona abantu abajwayele ukuthola ama sponsors all the time. Sabantu abayiphandelayo bayivulela izinto. So uma government angabona ukuthi isidingo sokuthi kuvuleka ama venues noma ngavuleka abantu abancane kuthiwa 200 okwamanje sikwazi ukuyiphandela because no government also may not be able to fund our lifestyle ngoba siphila impilo enzima ibiza impela ngoba fanele sishithe ingubo for performances and what. So I understand the government cannot afford some of the lifestyle. I might just say, okay, Spanish vest or ban. Yes, but kona ma artists to whom may be very happy to u20 ungacisha last 6 months by inhlobo enjalo umuntu, but ama artists amaningi ngeke akwazi ukubona lo. So in other words ngizama ukuthi ugovernment fanele ibuke isector yethu ithanda ukubuhlunga ngempela. Fanele ngathi ukuvula kancane athi nje ukuthi angavuli kakhulu kodwa alenzela ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi we host some events of small and people and within the guidelines because we know how to create money and for ourselves.
Mhlambe as a mother Nompilo, sometimes fanele ushiye ingane zakho on set. Ingane zakho ngeke expect ukuthi awuna mali, you are on TV. Society wouldn't expect ukuthi awuna mali, you are on TV every day. And lifestyle yakho affecta kanjani in lifestyle yakho nomndeni as well as indlela ofanele expecteke ukuthi ufuvele ngayo kwi public.
Emndenini sishaye kakhulu. Ngiqale nje when the first 5 weeks ye lockdown happened, Go April, we couldn't get paid our full salary. So what happened, kwamele ukuthi kuthathwe imali ethe leave, sikhokhele for our leave days. So mina for the rest of the season angisena leave. It was used up for April. And iyuzwe up lapho, it still didn't cover my salary. It was only 70%. And just from that cut 30% in April, it was a huge knock ending. Ukuthi sekumele ngikhathe down entweni engizenza kuma expenses wami. Kumele ngikwazi ukuthi manje sengizoba nezinto engakwazi ukuzenza ngendlela bengizenza ngayo. Kunendlela engizomela ngakwazi ukujabulisa ngabantu abami ngendlela kade ngifisa ngayo. Ngendlela abajwayele ngayo because of this. And still namanje kuyafana because siphindelile emsebenzini, but we always at a risk of if somebody gets sick then we're not working. You know, so as a mother, kunzima kakhulu, I will not lie, and it also had to affect, COVID had to affect isikole sabantu abami. Abantu abami laba abancane abayithu bafunde Ngcobo, the boarding school. So noma ngabe bayaphindela esikoleni manje, I cannot risk ukuthi ngihambise abantu abami eNgcobo, where it's such a distance from where I'm at mina ukuthi if anything happens ngiyobe ngifike nini khona. So into eyenzakalayo kumele ukuthi ngiopte for homeschooling. Homeschooling, okay, we get the material online
to read.
You understand? And I'm not a teacher. We understand? I may try ngimsize umntwana ukuthi follow these steps, but I'm not a teacher. Ngeke kuze kufane. Yabo.
Yo, thanda kuba nzima. I think I've been lucky enough ukuthi ngibe kwi-conversation with the department. Right now, they are planning for the second wave year relief. And into eshaye kakhulukazi ama-artist issue of compliance. Ukuthi lezi zinto ezidingakalayo kwi-criteria bebengenazo. So this second wave kahle iya kuma individuals. And ibese iye kakhulukazi kuma organizations to apply on behalf of their members. Mhlambe eyiphi indlela esibuka ukuthi ingalekelela ingafani naseqaleni ukuthi ama-artist amaningi agcine ngayitholi le mali ngenxa ye compliance ukuthi ezinye izinto abanazo. We understand, for example, if I work here at the Playhouse, ngizosebenza ku-Edmund as a director, and Edmund uzongiqasha as an actor, ungikhokhela director, industry ethu injalo. So at times ama-actors and musicians abanawo ama-tax clearance and all these things ezayifunakala kwi-criteria ekuqaleni. Mhlambe, which is the best way, as Mondli was saying, ukuthi government akathi ukuthi mhlambe esingayibuka yoku-relaxa i-criteria so that ikwazi ukuthi ifinyelele kuwo wonke umuntu okhona eNingizimu Africa, especially people that are coming from the rural areas, and when organizations apply, eyiphi indlela azokwenza ngayo ukuthi abantu basizakale, which is the best way abangasizakala ngayo ama-creatives.
I think our government unama centers abanama contracts now abasebenza nawo abafandayo in rural areas khona nama museums. So I think if they can use ama art centers and museums to pay those artists, because you can't expect artists from Maphumulo, from Kanyagute to access USARS. So you can't ask, it takes clearance from that person. But if you can use these people that government always used to fund them, like art centers, museums, playhouses, I think that will be easy.
And banayi data ama-artists.
They've got database, and organization can submit those artists to the art centers. I think that's going to be the best way.
Yeah, so now to add quickly, another thing is that when you looked at the first one, you saw ukuthi abantu ababe kahle ababe bebedinga ukuthola funding or assistance there. They didn't even know ukuthi how can do 20,000 kuphela. People were talking about 6 months of not working, their productions and what. So to me, it was wrong about the government not to share good type. Threshold to 20,000. But also when you look at the number of people who apply, if the government have 20,000 bonk, yayingoba ngaphansi kwemali allocate for them. So ngicabanga ukuthi government akacheck nje abantu abalegit ukuthi iqiniso yini akhohle into eningi abanika o20 laba sobanika abantu.
And also for us, I think ngaba ngconywana ukuthi because thina we can't really control ukuthi mase kukhona ogulile umsebenzi okhathekile emngakanani mhlawumbe oshodile. Instead of ukuthi kube mangabe kuphela inyanga and we don't meet the deadline the what we need to deliver. Kukwazi ukuthi mhlawumbe government avule ukuthi kube ama production houses akwazi ukuthi applyele for that that cover eshoda ngayo instead of ukuthi kube ama artists that athola icut kwi salary.
I think another reason government azafika ethini let me deal with individuals is because bokunale zinto zithi kuvalwe ama restaurants and kunama artists asebenza ema restaurant and kunama artists abhaskayo emigaqeni. So for them bekuyindlela elula ukuthi because kuna corruption iningi within the creative industry, we cannot run away from that because ayikho indlela ukuthi let's say an institution yona applyela ama artists government indlela yokumonitor ukuthi it goes to artists yona egcina I challenge the way I see it. And now minister announced ukuthi now art centers can be open. But the challenge that I see is that the number of people, audience, it's only 50 people. And we know which when you're doing events, you rely on tickets and ticket sales and so forth. Do you think ukuthi izawusilekelela leyo ukuthi kuvulwa ama art centers and for me ukubona success production yami ukubona kugcwele theater. But right now it's say government usinikeze ukuthi it can only be 50 including abantu abasuke bekhona abasebenzayo. And it's absolutely different from the side of theater and the side of film and the side of event. Imagine if you were to do an event and ufanele ube nabantu about 50. And ufanele uqinisekise futhi ukuthi ulandela yonke lemgomo because at the end of the day as creatives we are not saying ukuthi asingayilandeli because kubalekile impilo zethu zibalekile and i-Covid-19 ikona it's there we've seen it, we've lost people, we've been affected by it.
Yeah, no, I think ayizukusilekelela one sekunama extra costs lawa ekumele ucomply ngawo. Like you have to buy mask, you have to buy gloves, you have to buy sanitizers, you understand? And then if your audience is only 50, how can you cover your cost for sound, stage, lighting, and all those things? So if say ivula kumele ivulwe nje u50 it's like you are doing a charity because imali oyispendile versus imali ezofakwa i-crowd ayizokusebenza. It's like you are doing a free event. Leyo mali abantu abawu50 izophelela kuma sanitizers. So ama artists usuzwakhokhela ngani, i-sound uyikhokhela ngani, i-stage usikhokhela ngani, the security uyikhokhela ngani, the compliance officer umkhokhela ngani. So baningi abantu ababa involved in order to stage a nice event or a nice concert.
So nitha kumnandi ukuperformela abantu abancane.
Mina I think I problem yami is that Tina as an industry we are currently not in conversation with the government. And we should be in conversation with the government in coming up with ideas. I'm saying this because if you go on social media, other countries njengamanje are currently doing things. Yabo ngisanda kubona lama cubicles enziwe stadium esigcwele kwenziwe these cubicles baningi laba bantu mhlambe ba 5000 but kunento eyenziwe eba protector ene social distancing phakathi kuwona lo 5000 people yabo. I've seen ama drive ins whereby abantu bafika nezimoto, you know, uyabona lapha ukuthi ugovernment wakhona ube in conversation with the industry bazama ukuthi beze nama ideas. So thina la uthuthi usayifaka nje into idea kuthiwa you know we on stage 3 not allowed. Yabo there's no ayikho leya conversation ukuthi awuthi sihlale nawe phansi awuyibeke lento yakho ungayenza kanjani ibe ne social distancing awuthi nathi sibize team yethu kukhulunywe sikhulunywe because as eshila uMondli wathi thina si creative give us a platform so kwazi ukuzenzela imali. Maybe we don't need a grant, some of us we just need that platform ukuthi engage nawe sibone ukuthi singenza kanjani ukuthi sigcine sivulile kodwa at the same time singaspread i-COVID ibe khona social distancing because it's happening in other countries.
One last thing I need to say when I join Ngcobo ukuthi I've seen a lot of people are killing themselves actual artists are hanging themselves because of this, because they think they are the only ones. Yeah, I think that because there are a lot of lies in our industry. People who don't have money don't want people to see. So you think that they have money, so you must kill yourself. I think people must relax. In fact, this was always going to happen this year for us to have COVID. So relax, Nje. This is going to pass just like everything else passes over.
Thank you very much. This conversation, I think it is opening eyes to many artists that are watching. Ukuthi, there's a lot that we can do as creatives in assisting each other and in assisting government and exercising towards creating a conducive environment for all of us esikwazi ukuthi sisebenzele kuyona. But one last thing that I would like to ask, because ikhona lento ukuthi abanye abantu they don't even believe ukuthi ikhona iCovid. Ikhona lento ethi kuma artist vele sizobulawa indlala. Why fanele siyikhathaze ngeCovid? Mhlambe what angayini amagama esingawa advisor ngawo ama artist as we close emakhaya ukuthi iCovid ikhona. And it's not only in South Africa, and it is not only affecting the creative industry. Umhlaba wonke ubhekene nesimo, which is new to all of us. And now we are trying to adopt to this new normal. Ospushela to technology kakhulu, and those who know it better, they call it the fourth industrial revolution. And for us as the creative industry, I don't think we were prepared. And not only the creative industry, the whole world was not prepared. How best can we ensure ukuthi siyakwazi ukufitha nathi as creatives kulo new normal? Nanokuthi siyenza kanjani? Bayakholwa because kunabangakholwa nokuthi ikhona. Senza kanjani ukuthi what are our experience ngento ye COVID-19?
Okay. I think we are trying ukuthi although we are not ready for this new normal, but we are trying to do visuals where you can perform, go social media. I think that one it's trying to ukuthi ama-artists I understand ukuthi although it's hard to perform for nothing, to perform for yourself. It's hard. Even the energy. Hype creates a crowd. Understand? So even in soccer, when you play so yes, push a crowd always. Understand? So but there's nothing that you can do. So iko ukuthi nathi take the route ukuthi senze visual concerts, sizama push izinto, you record and then you sell your stuff go ma social media, because njengoba kunale inkinga ekhona njengamanje, because asikwazi ukungena stage siperform the crowd, akunayimbiza, akunalutho, akunama event, akunalutho. So iyona lento nanokuthi kule ye COVID our artist kumele bazi ukuthi lesifo sikhona and siphatha nombani, urichi uphuwa siyakuphatha nje. So azama ukuthi sinakekele, sizama into ye social distancing, sizame ukuthi always sifake ama mask, siwashe nezandla, sizame nokuthi silekelele nabantu abancane, silekelele nogogo bethu ukuthi no this thing ikhona. And if government ever involved, nama art centers ever involved in doing these visual concerts, it's where we can send our messages, because Tina is artists, we are public figures, we are celebrities. So if we talk about this to our audience, social media is ukwazi ukuthi ilekelele ne government. You understand?
Thank you.
Yeah. Iqiniso likona ukuthi as safe as you may be, you can sanitize all you want, you can wear your mask every day. Ekugcineni ulambile. But futhi with that being said, akusho ukuthi ungacabangi ngalokho. Ingqondo kumele siyisebenzise. As much as ulambile, find ways of being creative umuntu uhleli lapho, of making money if it can be made, or find ways ukuthi uzame ukusurvive without ukuthi ube, excuse my language, ube stupid about it, uthi COVID ayikho and this and this and that. And I believe Tina njengama artist, we are in the public eye, and abantu mabebuka Tina mostly bayachazeka, they want to do what we do. Mhlambe nathi ngasiza ukuthi when we share what we do on our private lives, maybe when we post on social media, mhlampe I'm wearing my mask, mhlampe I have my sanitizer, you know, just as influence, because we have influence enkulu kabi vele kwi-public. So when they look up to us and they see that we are following protocol, nabantu bazoba ne inspiration or ne motivation, should I put it that way, motivation ukuthi bakwazi ukuthi follow ama protocols akhona e-safety.
Bafethu ungangizwa kabi. Kodwa ke impilo ye-artist inzima.
Yeah.
Impilo ye-artist inzima. I-COVID incane kakhulu. Mawubuka impilo ye-artist nomzima edlula kubona.
Yeah.
Artist impilo yakho inzima kakhulu. We should be able ukuthi into ye-COVID sikwazi ukuthi sidile nayo. If you look at ubunzima esidlula kubona sama artist. I'm not downplaying i-problem ye-COVID, but I'm just saying ukuthi mawubheka inkinga ama artist adlula kuzona neinkinga esazodlula kuzona sama artist, we should be able to le period sikwazi ukuthi we are creatives, we are not called creatives for nothing. Let's find a way to navigate la, because vele sabantu abahlezi be navigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, basically, the need to make money outweighs the fear of the corona or its existence thereof. So, kahle when siyazi kahle ukuthi ikhona corona, kodwa most artists must have an opportunity to tour manje with all safety precautions being there. Bengakwenza noma yini ukwenza i-event kuthiwa kufaka ama-mask awu-75 la singafaka kodwa masiphefomile nje senze imali.
Ni-COVID-19 njengoba ikhona kukhona namanye ama-artist angakholwa kwawukuthi ikhona. Mhlampe yini esingabaqwashisa ngayo and mhlampe what experience do we have that we can share with the industry regarding the issue of COVID-19?
Cha i-COVID ikhona and ngiyacabanga ukuthi wonke umuntu uyakwazi ukubona. It's a pity ke ukuthi manje makugula abantu especially abawosaziwayo kuba nale myth ekhona manje conspiracy ekhona ukuthi bakhokheliwe so nami ngitholile iCovid and I and I shared my experience on online and I thought by doing that spread the message, you know, but I got a lot of backlash as well ukuthi hey ukhokheliwe ufana no AKA because naye he had posted I mean I tested positive and ngebhat lami I also had in lung infection and pneumonia. I was hospitalized for 10 days. So i-COVID ikhona and iyabulala. Luckily ngikwazile ukurecover but ikhona leya myth ethi hayi osaziwayo bakhuluma ngayo ngoba bakhokheliwe but ikhona iCovid. Igig.
No uqinisile umbuso ikhona because my sister had to visit my other cousin onengane encane ena 2 years, then wathi before as again angimele ayotesta, then I took my sister ukuyotesta watesta positive. So bafika bezomlanda, then we had like we had 3 at my house esasele kwadinga ukuthi nathi sitest. But kuyenzeka kube khona umuntu positive, kube khona abantu aba negative, then thina satesta negative all 3, but yena bamthatha wahamba yo quarantine 14 days and then wabuya. So that's my experience with it happened in my house. Lento ikhona, it's real.
Thank you. Siyabonga kakhulu. I think we are all clear and sikhuluma izwi elilodwa as beshilo ama artists ukuthi irole yethu is to influence, is to educate and it's to entertain. Kulesi sikhathi the beautiful thing that ama artists are doing ukuthi though isikhathi sinzima, I've seen many artists iqala le COVID benze awareness benza for free without expecting anything but just making sure ukuthi bayilekelela imphakathi into fighting COVID-19. Though it has affected us, but let us try ukuthi silandele imigomo ukuze sihlale siphila, sivikele nemindeni yethu and protect our craft and come up with new ways. Ama-speakers asho njalo ukuthi let's adapt to the new normal and come up with new ways. It's not the end of the day. And one thing that I've seen ukuthi COVID, it came with with new experiences kuthina ukuthi we are learning new things around this COVID. Kukhona ezinye izinto ezinhle that we have learned that ezisincedisa even ukusave even our meetings. We don't have to travel all the time to have these meetings. We can have these visual meetings and we can reach abantu abaningi through social media and have these conversations. And with that being said, thank you to the Playhouse Company ukuthi isihlalisa. This is the Playhouse Company okuyindawo okwenziwa khona imidlalo yeshashalazi. When I came here, to me it's like I miss to be in this place. I miss to be on stage. I miss to be the audience. So it feels, these places, they feel like a graveyard, because this is where, as creatives, this is where we praise God. This is our church, and we miss to be there. And thank you very much for coming and having this conversation with us. And we'll be having more conversation on the impact of COVID-19 and indlela ezintsha nezinye esingalekelelana ngazo. Mhlambe kusekhona sezonifika ngelinye ilanga nizosi-advise ngeinto ezithize esilekelela ukuthi sikhulise i-industry yethu even post COVID-19 and have a better plan, ezoba i-recovery plan for the creative industry. We still need to have all those conversations, and thank you very much to the Playhouse, the team, and everybody, and all the viewers at home. Siyabonga.